part two. I don't even know what I'm going to title this, but I guess God is faithful. I mean, that's the best way. Because I could not have done what I did, and now I understand. I have a different perspective on women who stay in a relationship when they are abused, either verbally or emotionally or physically. It becomes a comfort, even though it's a bad situation. It's the norm for them, and that's how they feel. So let's go back to when I wrote God a prayer, and I said, Lord, it was 2 weeks before this happened. I said, Lord, I need you to answer my prayer. I need to know whether you want me to stay or whether you want me to leave. And if you want me to leave, I need strength. And if you want me to stay, I need strength. And so, 2 weeks rolls on by, and then I had this one afternoon. I was having chest pain, and it was pretty severe. My daughter took me to the emergency room, and anyway, they admitted me. And apparently, I had a small heart attack, not big, but a small one. I had to wait for the heart cath to get the heart cath done the next day. But it was in that hospital room, my daughter said to me, before I had the heart cath, she said just the exact words I needed to hear. She looked over at me and she said, have you had enough? And I was like, yeah, I've had enough. So I told her, I was like, when I get out tomorrow, hopefully I'll get out tomorrow, so I want you to pack your bags and go to your sister's house in Gulf Breeze from Panama City. And you stay there. Because I had intentions of telling him, I wanted a divorce. So I got out of the hospital, she did. And so that day I told him, when I got out of the hospital the next day, but I told him, I was like, I want a divorce. Well, of course he didn't want a divorce. But, why would he? I mean, but anyway, I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not. I'm not perfect at all. But, he can search the world over, back and forth, and he'll never find anyone that was as good to him as I was. But anyway, so that next day she left, and I told him. We kind of had words all throughout the day, and he was just like, I don't want a divorce, and blah blah blah. Well, that afternoon, after he had got him a few beers or whatever I don't even know what he was drinking. He started being really nasty to me that afternoon, and I just stood firm. I was like, there's nothing you can say or do that's going to change this. I'm done. I'm done with this. This fool lunges at me in the cockpit and starts choking me to death. And I don't know, for some reason or other, I went limp, and I fell into the cockpit floor. And he began to kick me and punching me. He kicked me in my groin where I had my heart cath done. And I managed to get it loose from him, but he went down into the sailboat and was pulling me by the hair of my head, trying to pull me down into the cockpit, down in the sailboat. And I knew if he got me down in there, he was going to kill me. So I finally broke free from him, and I ran for the security shack. Because we was at a marina. Well, the girl blocked me into the security shack, and she called 911. Well, by the time the cops got there, I was just like, this is unbelievable. But anyway, one cop talked to me, and one cop went and talked to my ex. In between that time, this fool takes a knife out of the galley of the sailboat, nicks himself on his chest 3 times, and told the cops I tried to stab him. Now, I've never been in jail before in my life, ever. I was arrested, and was facing domestic violence charges. But here's how God works. That night, while I laid in that jail cell, laying on a piece of metal, I had never been to jail. I was scared out of my wits. It's like God told me, He's like, read the piece of paper. I read it for what they were accusing me of, that I tried to stab him, but they didn't obtain the weapon, which would have been the knife. So I bonded out the next day. It cost me $2,000. The judge said a $20,000 bond on a woman who has never, ever been in trouble. I could not believe it. So anyway, I bailed out. I had to pay $2,000. And I asked the bondsman, he came to pick me up from the jail. I asked him, I said, listen, I've got to go back to my boat, but I need the cops to gather up the evidence of that knife, because I know my fingerprints aren't on it, because I never cooked. He did the cooking in the galley. Anyway, so the bondsman, he took me there. I went to go get the security guard, and I had her. We went in and looked at the sailboat. I just eased the I forget the name of it. That goes, I don't know, the hatchway, whatever. I can't remember it right now. But then the bathroom, the kitchen was right there. So I was able to see the knife was sitting in the sink. So I said, let's go back off, let's go. And I said, I need to call the cops so they can come and obtain this knife, because my fingerprints aren't on it. Well, here's what happened. So I went to my first court appearance, and the judge was like, why is she bonded out? He's like, this lady has never done anything in her life. Release her to her own recognizance. So, so the bond, that crap was dropped because I've never done anything. And I finally, when I got to meet with the state attorney that was prosecuting him for domestic violence charges, I asked him, I was like, have we gotten back the DNA off of the knife? I said, I'm facing felony charges. I was like, you would think that they would be interested in the weapon. He goes, no, we hadn't gotten it back. I said, well, have you looked at the security footage from the marina? I said, that should show you everything you need to know. He goes, well, you didn't tell us that at the beginning. I'm like, it's not my job to tell you how to do your job. But anyway, the charges were dropped on me because I didn't do anything. But just goes to show you, God has a sense of humor, because I said, Lord, never ever listen, I need your answer and I need it clear, but I do not ever want to go back to jail. Please. Let's figure it out another way. So it goes to show you, God has a sense of humor. All right, guys. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.